Hello, 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 everybody. This is Barbara Ling, and oh my gosh, you are in for such a treat today with our fourth Perking Up Profits show. I see a lot of familiar folks here in the audience. There's Dennis and Mario and Sally and Sandy, and hey, how's everybody doing today? Over here in New Jersey, it's raining, a small amount now, but we did have something that vaguely resembled typhoons sweeping on by, and I see we have good weather over there on the West Coast. And alrighty, today it's 4 a.m. there in Australia, Gina. Wow, that is dedication. It is great to see you here. So I can see now it is 2 o'clock, so we're getting ready to start, and I am here. Thank you, Howard, and everybody who's telling me to hit record. I really do appreciate that, and you'll all be thrilled to know. Record. It has been hit. I am here with Don Wilson, and Don, say hi.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. How's everybody doing?
Yep. And in case for any one of you who are not familiar with Don, I mean, if Chuck Norris took on Facebook, you would get Don Wilson. The man knows just about everything possible regarding being profitable via Facebook, a true Facebook marketer. He taught me how to build Facebook communities, and I now have, for the pages, I have two Facebook pages that have, one has over 78,000, that's 1,000 likes on it. Another has 36,000. And again, the techniques, the tips, the ideas that Don shares, it is going to blow you away. And I am just utterly thrilled the fact that he's our guest here. So without any further ado, I'd like you to all join me in welcoming Don Wilson, and you can type on there welcome under the questions box here. And Don, take it away.
Thanks, Barbara. I love your jokes, for one, before we get started. I absolutely love your jokes, and especially when they involve Chuck Norris. And two, it was really great just watching you build that 73,000 person fan page. You're a massive action taker, and that's why everybody loves you. That's awesome. Can everybody hear me just real quick?
Somebody
said I was coming in loud.
Yeah. Can you boost yourself up a wee bit?
I'm trying here. I got the mic as loud as it goes on here. Anybody not hearing me?
Well, I'll be quiet, and I'll mute myself so just you come out.
Okay, we're getting lots of louds and betters and yes and clears. I'll get as close as I can to it. But everybody, welcome. This isn't going to be like some crazy long webinar or anything. Barb's been telling me lately that you guys are kind of into product creation, and she's been teaching a little bit about that. And that's great. I do product creation in a lot of different niches. And with that comes traffic. Because if you create a product, that's the big thing there. You've got something to sell. You've got something that's worth money. But if you don't get traffic to it, it's not going to matter because somebody's going to have to see it. So if you guys want to learn how to get lots of traffic to any product and any niche, just type a yes in the box and we'll get started. But I just want engagement. This is going to be like a show. We're my audience here. I want to talk to you guys. So just put a yes in the box and engage with me this entire time, and you're going to learn a lot of great stuff. All right. Dennis, Sandy, Kathy's ready. Marcy's ready. Greg, Stan, Gina, everybody seems to be ready. Okay. I got a lot of people that didn't say yes, so get on here. You're going to learn a lot of great stuff today. I appreciate your time, so let's get into it. I'm going to talk to you about who I am, why I'm qualified to teach this stuff, other than what Barb just said already, and exactly what you're going to be learning on this call, okay? So I'm a Facebook marketer. I'm a best-selling author, a record-breaking product launcher, a launch coach, and a funnel designer. Let me get a sip of water, and we'll really get into this. Now, Barb, have you seen me do some launch stuff before?
Just a wee bit.
Can you tell people just a little background on that stuff from your angle, and then we'll get into it?
Oh gosh, the launch stuff, what Don has done, he puts together his products, he builds the buzz, and you're just sitting there watching the man goes from 0 to about 90 million or so miles per hour, and it ends up being one of the top launches that you see in the marketing forums. And in the product forums. It's breathtaking the way he designs his funnel, the way he engages the people who are considering buying, who are reading the products, the funnels he creates. Wow, amazing.
Great, great. Okay, so I do all this launch stuff. I do all this Facebook stuff. I've built tons of pages. The one that I'm most known for not too long ago was the gun niche one, and I think Barb's got some stuff in the gun niche and plenty of other niches.
Oh, yes.
Where I went from 0 to 120,000 fans in 3 days. And what's great about that is you can buy fans. Okay, you can go off from India and get some really cheap traffic off some weird niches, and you're not going to get 120,000 fans, but you can buy fans and you can buy them off Fiverr. But what you can't buy is people talking about this. That's real engagement from real people. So these are not only fans, these are hyper-engaged fans. We've got 120,000 fans, but they're sharing it to over 1 million people. So that's the reach that that page gets, and that happened in 3 days. Okay, so it doesn't take that long. Best-selling author, and guess what? It's on a Facebook book. So I can, make these products. I can make books, all this type of stuff, and getting the traffic there works kind of the same when it comes to books as it does for products, as it does for fan pages. So definitely know a little bit about Facebook, and we'll talk a little bit about these record-breaking launches, just so you know that I'm qualified to teach this stuff, and then we'll move right on over to traffic. So the last 8 launches I've done in a row, done 6 figures or more, did over $300,000 in internal launches last month, 149K already this month without launching anything. Okay, that's just from straight driving traffic to products I already had. And we're going to talk about that, because when you guys get a product up in any niche, you can continually drive traffic to it even after the launch phase. Okay, and we've done multiple 6 figures in different niches, not just the internet marketing niche, but I've done it in the gun niche and a few other things we've done a lot of money in this year. Okay, so I coach people. I've got tons of 19K students. Signed up 7 of those this month alone, so you can do the math if you like. And I design funnels for people. Many of the top launches, like Barb was talking about, I design all those funnels for. So let's get into it. Enough about me. I just wanted to prove to you guys I am qualified to teach this stuff, and you're going to learn some stuff here. So what are we covering? We're going to talk about social niche marketing, all that, how to pick niches, what niches to pick, examples of them, everything. PPC, okay, that's pay-per-click marketing, Facebook ads, that type of stuff. Internet marketing niche strategies, and let's just talk about what's in social media marketing. I'll give you my blueprint. I'll teach you how to pick the right niches, how to understand your demographics in any niche out there, and we can even do some real-time examples at Q&A. Like if you want me to go through niches, specific ones on how to get traffic at Q&A, we can do that. Just hold it to the end, and we'll go right through it. We'll talk about getting the right interests, running the right ads, how to do it correctly, sending things viral, and then maximizing your reach, okay? So what are we going to be covering here in the short section on PPC? Like campaigns versus buyer campaigns. Split testing, how to do it right. And then what are we covering in the IM space, or the product launch space, is how the niche blueprint works in internet marketing and every single niche out there. Because if you're doing product launches, once you start getting those blueprints down, you can teach them to other people and double up in different spaces. And I'm going to teach you how to do all of that. We're going to talk about how to become a best-selling author. I've done this in many, many niches in days just by driving a lot of traffic really fast with ads. How to leverage PPC to brand yourself and use contests, okay? So, that sound like a lot of stuff? Well, give me a yes if you're ready to dive into all of it. Cool, Gina's ready, people are ready, Val is ready. All right, let's get into all this. The blueprint. And if you ain't got a pen and paper, you need to get one, because we're about to go through the blueprint. You got 5 seconds to write this down. Ready? And if you need more than time than 5 seconds, just let me know. All right, you guys all got it down, or you need more time? Okay, I'm kidding. I mean, obviously, but this is the blueprint. There's a lot in it. At first, it's kind of like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. And it is. I'm not going to lie. But this blueprint is 100% responsible for a 7-figure-year business. This is the entire blueprint. Okay? That's all there is to it. Now, you've probably seen these systems out there that are confusing and hard, and cold calling people and all this just to make $297, selling them a mobile website that takes you hours and hours to set up. This is the exact step-by-step blueprint for my 7-figure business. You pick a niche, you find the long-tail interests and the demographics. I'm going to show you how to do all that. Run a like ad, map out 4 emails that end up making affiliate sales, build a squeeze page, drive the traffic to those email sequences, then become a vendor by modeling after those same products you're promoting. Deepen your funnel with upsells, deepen it with cross-sells, build a webinar, maybe, if you want to go that deep. Pull affiliates into those products that you're already making money off of, clone your traffic, and repeat it. It does sound like a lot, but I'm going to go through all of it, and by the time this webinar is over, you're going to know how to do all this stuff and have a really good understanding of all of it and how it works in any niche. So let's break it all down. Picking a niche. This is the actual stuff you need to know and need to do. So write this part down. If you're going to pick a niche, the most important thing is passion. Long-term, irrational passion. Trends are great. That means people are interested in it right now. They'll click on your ads. But if it's not long-term, you're not going to be able to sell those upsells to people. You're not going to be able to sell those cross-sells, get people on webinars. If things are long-term, you can make a lot more money because you can continue to sell more products to the same people. Getting traffic doesn't have to be hard, but the easiest way to make more money is taking that same traffic and getting them to buy twice from you. So if you have long-term irrational passion, you have that in a niche. That's what you're looking for when you're doing any type of marketing. You want something that people are passionate to spend money in, and then you want something that they're going to do it long-term. If people are passionate and they'll make irrational decisions, selling things to them becomes a lot easier. Now, social, this is what we define. Is it going to work on Facebook or not? This is why I grab almost all my traffic is Facebook. So are they actually going to talk about it? Here's the difference. Acne removal. Very big niche. Lots of people are going to spend a lot of money. It may not be the most long-term, but it should be a mid-term because usually those products don't work in 3 days. Okay? But will they talk about it? Do they want to click on an ad? Do they want to send any of your ads viral? Absolutely not. Do they want to download a report? Maybe. And then get a follow-up sequence? Maybe. But acne removal belongs on Google. It doesn't belong on Facebook. Cute puppies, pit bulls, German shepherds, Rottweilers, any type of controversial type of dog, that's going to belong on Facebook. So the next thing you do look for is controversy. All right? You guys all hear me? Just making sure if you can put a yes. It was saying I was losing connection if you guys can hear me. Okay, cool. I didn't cut out for too long. I just don't want anybody to miss any of this because picking a niche is like the most important part. Okay, good, good. All right, so you got the controversy. That's why pit bulls will go more viral than say German shepherds or Chihuahuas. But they do both go super viral because people will argue, right? Look at any of my politics pages or a gun page or any of that stuff. People will argue, and that purposely sends it viral because that's how Facebook works. You'll look in your newsfeed and you'll see comment from X person on someone's thread, and you click on it or you look at it, and the more people like, comment, and share, that the more the people are going to be sending all your stuff viral. So controversy is there for the sake of it will actually force people to argue, right? That just sends you a lot more viral. We're looking for viral niches that we can start with paid traffic. Then once it reaches critical mass, you can turn your ads off and send it viral. You start working on sending it viral for a long time. But I've got lots of pages that the growth on them is 100% viral, and it's because it's social. It's something people are going to share, something people are going to talk about. And it's controversial, usually, and that's going to be very well. So you want something that's big enough that's going to be worth your time, so it needs to affect 1 in every 500 people at least. You don't want some super small, obscure niche because you're not going to get enough traffic anyways to make any real money, okay? So the option is something that can be a devil's advocate. I want you to just understand this is optional. Do not use trending as a basis to narrow down your niches. If it's happening, awesome. When things that trend happen, people are interested in them right now, but make sure that they're long-term interested. And if you can find something long-term that's trending, pick that niche. It's probably going to do very, very well. All right? So once you've got a niche picked, and when this webinar gets to a close, that's the first thing you're going to do. Take out a pen and paper and write down 5 or 6 niche ideas. Then what happens after that is you're going to want to find an interest to target, right? Find age group, money, and avatar. Here's a controversial niche, pit bulls. A lot of people knew that I was in, and I'm in again now. www.mrpitbull.com. The problem with this niche is it doesn't make you a lot of money. These people don't have a ton of money. It's just from quantifying it over here. And we have kind of an avatar. We know who to put, what to put in our photos. Like what's going to respond to someone that's 18 to 44 African American with 100K less. It's going to be completely different from 65-year-old African American with 150K in grad school. They're going to respond different to different photos. And you can kind of see all this in here. But the main things you need to look at is your male-female ratio, your age ratio, and your profit and money ratio. If people are making mainly in the 0 to 50K, you're going to want to sell cheaper products, like $17, and then try and work on a longer funnel. Or you're going to want to do CPA, which a lot of niches you can find CPA offers, a lot of them you can't. But you can always make a product and find a pain that they have and solve it. Okay? So if they're going from 0 to 100K, you just don't want to start at like the 297 level. But if it's all people at 150K plus, make your product bigger, a little bit more fancy looking, and charge more money for it because they'll pay it because they have it. All right? So you look at those actual age groups, and you can dial in your Facebook ad before you even start. You picked your niche, and you've got your ad. Now you've got to figure out the interests, right? You know who people are, and you've got to figure out what they're interested in. Now, what I do is I go after what I call long tail interests. And you can go to the Google keyword tool. You can type in a keyword, or you can go out there and find an actual website that already has the traffic you want. So bodybuilding, for example, this is bodybuilding.com. This is what it returns inside of the Google keyword tool. Get a sip of water. And this is the ads I actually use in that niche. Whey protein, ad I use in that niche. Muscle farm, ad I use in that niche. That's all that I use, but those are interests I use in my ad. Okay? And I found all these. Now, a lot of niches, they may be more obvious. But if I knew nothing about this niche, I could literally grab the website, pull it in here, find interest for it, like creatine. Unless you are even somewhat healthier, you probably wouldn't instantly think of creatine. I didn't. I thought bodybuilding.com. I thought bodybuilding, Arnold Schwarzenegger, something like that. That's the first thing that came to my mind to this niche. But this is what is the really good interest. You want stuff that's lasered in, that's high budget on Google, but not many people are targeting on Facebook, okay? So the next thing you want to do is find a few more interests and deepen them. You want to find only niches, or not only niches, only interests that people are passionate in your niche know about, but nobody else does. Let me give you some examples when I show it to you. Mixed martial arts, and I'll give you an internet marketing niche example as well. You have celebrities on the left, fighting styles, and then brands. And this is all interest, and this is all stuff I've tested, okay? You go MMA, and then you break it down, all right? Celebrities, who is too mainstream and who is just right? There's Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre. They're too mainstream. They're in commercials everywhere, and they're just too big. Just right is more Matt Hughes and Rich Franklin, okay? Then you get the fighting styles. You can start with the bigger ones, and then, but you can drill them down. And the brands, those are just more interest that you can get. You want to drill down to only stuff that people in that niche know about. For example, internet marketing. You can find Frank Kern as an interest, but you can also find Tony Robbins, okay? If you're in internet marketing, you know who Frank Kern is. Not a lot of people outside of internet marketing know who Frank Kern is, but almost a whole nation, whole world has heard of Tony Robbins. Tons of people that have never marketed a day in their life have heard of Tony Robbins. So you kind of want to narrow it down. Tony Robbins would be too broad of a niche or an interest to target. Frank Kern would be just right. And those are the exact, Frank Kern is something I do target in my internet marketing. So this is how we find these things, right? Now, you found the interest. You found the demographic. It's time to run the ad. And we're going to want to keep it simple. Click like if you love internet marketing. Click like if you love pit bulls. And there's a couple other ways you can do it. I found that if you use a headline that says, love Rottweilers, question mark, like us. The main thing you want to do is ask a question or pose something that the answer is instantly yes to, but the call to action is simple and short as you can get it, okay? Here's a gun niche one. I love my gun rights is the top of it, and this is click like if you love guns. As you see, that's 157,000 clicks. That is an expensive ad, but I've got those down to like a cent or 2 cents now once I dial in the demographics. So you don't have to spend anywhere that much, but this is really what you want to do. Click like if you love guns, and this ad generated $28,000 in revenue. So when we got $4,200 up there, I wouldn't have spent that if it wasn't bringing me the return, and I figured out that it was a good niche after like 40 bucks. Okay? But click like if you love guns, exactly what we're talking about here, and the targets are brands. Okay? We use the celebrity tree. I don't know anything about guns. I really don't. So I went and found brands. I found Gander Mountain, Browning Arms Company, Smith & Wessons, Dick's Sporting Goods, Remington Arms, Colt Manufacturing, Sturm, Ruger & Company. Now those are all big brands in the gun niche, and they're all manufacturers and stuff. But I don't know any of that. I've heard of some of them, but I didn't know any of them from my brain because I'm not a gun enthusiast. But these people are. This is 157,000 clicks. I think I've done 300,000 now, and since I dialed the ads in, they're like a cent or two instead of 3 cents. We get more profitable all the time. So next thing you want to do is you've got the ad going, you've got the fan page building because you've picked the niches, then we're going to build a list. Let me pause for a second. I'm going to grab some water and I want some feedback. Are you guys learning some stuff here? Just type a yes in the box and let me know how I'm doing.
I'm definitely loving all of this.
I think everybody's saying yes.
Seeing a whole lot of yeses there. We have an awesome from Dennis and great stuff from Sally.
Great, right. Well, let's continue. I want to recap real quick where we're at. This is the whole blueprint I showed you earlier. All right, I'm telling you pretty much everything. You pick the niche, you find out the demographics so you can dial in if it's male or female on your ads. You can dial in the age group. And I showed you a very conservative one. There's a lot of ones where the females or the males are way dipped to one side, and Facebook gives you cheap clicks by click-through ratio. If you can dial in on male or female, it makes a big difference. So just the small tweaks end up big when it comes to your ads. So you got a niche, you got some traffic going, you build a like page. Now you need to build a list. All right. First thing you don't want to do is put up a squeeze page. This is what everybody does, and it's the wrong thing to do. All right. It works in a few niches, but you don't really want to do that. You want to use a letter page. Now, Barb can probably attest to this. I think she's used a letter page before in a few niches.
Oh, yes.
60 to 80%.
Yep.
They work. The reason why is its traffic is viral. All right. In Facebook traffic, how it happens is like 3 different ways. One, it can be direct from an ad. 2, someone posts from a page that they're already a fan of, and it hits the news feed. The people that are kind of sitting on there for the first 5 minutes see it at the top of their feed. 3, the scroll effect. When people log back in and they come back to their fan page and they scroll through to check out what's going on. And that's where a lot of your traffic comes through. So when you do the letter page, you're getting a lot of people that scroll through and check it out, or they just see it at a glance. They're not looking for a solution. This isn't Google. Okay? Google squeeze pages work the best. This is Facebook. This is traffic that is viral. So you actually have to come up with some sort of emotional bond. And that's very easy to do if you've picked a passionate niche. You set an avatar up, you set a person up for that niche. I'm Allison Anderson in some niches. I'm Don Wilson in my internet marketing niche, my real name. And I'm females and males in so many different niches. I'm a 40-year-old guy in one, a 63-year-old guy in another, because I want to resonate with that market. Now, I'm not trying to lie to them. It's like I get great and valuable information. It's just a sway domain. But these letter pages convert insanely high. Use your demographics, create that pin name, and give your page owner a profile. Now, you've probably seen a lot of fan pages out there that look like they're almost robot-based. It's the same type of stuff get pasted all the time, and then you can tell the page is ran by one person that really cares, and they've got that. Judy asked for an example of letter page. I can try and get you one at Q&A, but yeah, I can tell you exactly how to frame it, like word for word, because I wrote so many of them. So use your demographics to create that pin name and page owner profile. I can show you guys some of the letter pages. Looks like a couple people asked that question, so I'm just going to answer it now. If I have it set up on this one, I don't know if I'm still in the list building stage of this one or not, but I might be. With this, you justify the traffic at the top. Say, welcome Facebook friends and GSD lovers. And this is a pretty one, but you can make them as ugly, dirt ugly as possible, and they still convert. Let me see if I have another one up real quick, and I'll show you both of them. Here's another one. This is a petition-based page. I'll just show you guys both. This one has more of a headline, but really you just want to resonate with the traffic. This one's more petition-based, so it's not really the best example of a letter page, but it still does convert extremely high, and you can do a letter page in this niche. This one just converted a little higher with a petition, but petitions don't work in like 95% of the niches, unfortunately. So I usually just do the letter page in almost everything out there, because if they have passion, they'll resonate with it. You do welcome Facebook friends and GSD lovers. It's the same thing for my pit bulls. It's the same thing for my magic niche. It's the same thing for all the niches out there, except for the ones I use petitions in. And those are few and far between. And I say, welcome Facebook friends and niche lovers. Pin name here. They're usually the same first letter of the first and last name because alliteration is easy to remember. Just like Evan Pagan uses David D'Angelo, then here I'm using like Steve Smith. And it's because people can actually remember them a lot easier. It's real simple. I love German Shepherds. Here's a pic of 2 GSDs playing. Cute, right? Yada, yada, yada. Sign up to become a member of the GSD Lovers Club. It's free to join for forever. It doesn't look anything like a squeeze page. It doesn't look like a sales page. It looks like an actual real letter. All right, and the uglier you make them, like this one is ugly. This is optimized press. These are header 1 tags colored in red. You can make this in 15 minutes max. That's all it takes. This one right here, I had my graphics designer basically just take my page out of Google Docs and make it look better. And I think it's actually converted a little bit higher when it looked uglier. I just haven't had the time to move it back yet because I've been growing in other niches. Does that answer you guys' questions on the letter page? I just make it like a little club, and I make it look nothing like a squeeze page, and it comes in and it tells a story, and you just resonate with the audience. You say, join the club. Cool. Let me get a sip of water and get back to our presentation. All right, so we got the letter page down. Now to the next thing, building a list. All right? Here's the funnel. Here's how it works. Pre-sell, pre-sell, sale, upsell, downsell, value, value, cross-sell, value, value, high-ticket sale, value, value. And I do it in my internet marketing niches. I do it in my gun niche, my dog niche, every single niche. Every single thing that I teach you in here, the blueprints are a little long. Sometimes, yeah, they are. So sometimes a lot to take in. But every single thing in here works in every single niche you ever enter. Okay? And niches, the key is pre-selling with problem agitation and some trickery. It's not really that much in the internet marketing niche because people are more educated buyer. In this one, it's about what's your problem and how are we going to agitate that to them and how are we going to trick them, basically, not really in a bad way. How are we going to make them feel like they've asked me to build a product that I've already built for them? Okay? Now for the dog niche or for the gun niche, any niche this works. Okay? You use surveys. You can use SurveyMonkey or whatever you want, and you have people choose the product you're about to sell them. Right? Let me go back. How we do it is this. I'll give you a couple examples here. The gun niche. You make a quiz with one obvious answer. Okay? Out of these 4 things, what troubles you the most about the changing gun laws? Is it your right to conceal and carry, zombie attack, other ridiculous one, or other ridiculous one that's somewhat ridiculous? And they obviously pick the conceal and carry. And then what you do is you follow up on the next day. Here's the funnel, pre-sell, pre-sell. The first pre-sell is the quiz. Which one of these is most important to you with the changing events? Or, you know, if your dog, I've had a lot of people come to join the Dog Love Club that have wanted to know about these 3 problems. And then you pick one that's obviously, like peeing or crapping in the house is obviously more important or more of a problem with more people than dog diet. Now, that one's kind of a good one, but you really just want to pick something that's obviously different than all the ones that, like, I've had conceal and carry, and then 2 other options, and then I do zombie attack at the bottom, just ridiculous options almost. And then the next day when you send another email out, you screenshot your poll results from the day before and say, you know, I was looking at the poll results from the email I sent you out yesterday, and it shows here that 87% of you are interested in concealed and carry. So since I've noticed that, I've been working on this awesome report / product, and I will send you the details tomorrow once I've got it live and ready to go. Or you can come from a different angle, but you bait them into a poll that you already know the answer to, then you use those exact same poll results to sell them on the product that you already have built. Does that make sense? What a yes in the box if everybody's following. I got a lot of wows. Okay, yeah.
Yep, Marcy likes that. Good.
Yeah, and you should like it because there's problems in every single niche. Okay, internet marketing, problem. I don't have traffic. Solution. I know how to get it. Let me teach you. Okay, you have to take those problems, and you know there's questions that people you've already got the answer to. We know that the biggest hurdle from say offliners is getting new clients in the door. That is obvious because you need new clients. There's no shortage of services to sell clients. So you can do a quiz that says, which one are you more important? I'm thinking about making another product coming here about either going after new clients or adding new services to sell to existing clients. Which one would you like me to produce? I already know the answer to that question. And then I can go, hey, looks like 64% of you said that you wanted new ways to get new clients. And that does make sense. So I did start making this product that shows you how to do it in 5 simple steps. Off the fly, you can do that in all of those. Okay? Is that starting to make sense? And people are already asking for recording and replays. So hopefully, Barb, let everybody know. Is there a replay for this?
I have hit the record button, and if the GoToWebinar folks are smiling upon me, indeed there shall be.
Okay. I know how those GoToWebinar guys do. They kind of just have their own rules.
Yeah, they do.
All right, so let's switch gears, all right? First, let's review that blueprint again. And I don't think it's going to be too much to chew at this time, all right? And then we're going to switch to PPC and our niche, and by our niche, product creators. That's what Barb's been teaching you. So hopefully you get to be a product creator and then eventually get to teach people how to do it inside the internet marketing space, because people want to learn how to do this, okay? So pick a niche. We know how to do that. We talk about irrational passion, something social that they'll talk about, they'll share so it does go viral. Something controversial so it can go viral, people argue and have strong opinions about, and hopefully it's going to affect 1 in 500 people, and if you're lucky, it'll be trending. We find long tail interest by using the celebrity tree. We run a short, punchy like ad to the page. Then we map out those emails, because at first, when you get into a new niche, you probably don't have your own product. Now, Barb's teaching you how to create products, so that may be it. You just got to get traffic there. But if you don't have the product done yet and you want to start getting some traffic, you can put some affiliate sales in there. And then once you're making money in that niche, I bet it motivates you to get the product done faster. But you build a squeeze page, and then you send that traffic through there. Now, the reason we map those emails first, and it's very important you do that, is you make a squeeze page, then you map the emails. There's 2 reasons. One, it removes all disconnects. You know what you're eventually going to be selling, so your email sentence isn't like a shotgun blast or wild or weird. It's calculated, okay? And you also never get into reactive mode. I'd rather sit and wait a few days and just post on my fan page while I build those out than to start building that list and get into reactive mode and have to go into doing broadcasts. If I can do 4 days of emails, then I've got 4 days to get out there and recalculate my emails and put it like 7 days deep. I'll never have to send a broadcast out. I can just keep the traffic coming in. The follow-up sequence will keep selling them the whole time and keep providing them value. So you map out the 4 emails first. It keeps you out of reactive mode. You build that squeeze page and you send that traffic over. If it's converting, great. Model after that affiliate product so you can get 100% commission. Most product launches that are in evergreen niches, and that's what we want. We want to have our own traffic consistently so we don't have to rely on affiliates all the time. Most that's not going to pay 100% commission. Okay, so what you want to do is model after what they're doing for a sales funnel, create a better product if you can, and then put it into your funnel and get 100% commission, and then go out and recruit affiliates yourself. Okay? And to do that, you've got to get high APCs. So you add in an upsell, you add in members area cross-sells if you can, and then build a webinar. Some niches, there's not enough traffic or not enough need to put a webinar in the back end, but it does happen. Then once you've got those high APCs, pull affiliates in, and then go to another niche. That's the whole blueprint. That's what I do in all of my niches. That's it. Hope it's making sense. So, like campaigns versus buyer campaigns. Like campaigns is kind of what we discussed earlier. Look like if you love XYZ, because there's 2 ways to get traffic to your product. 1, paying and going straight to your sales page. 2, driving it to the like page, going straight to the email, and then from the email sequence, following up and selling them. And that's actually the best way to do it. In some niches, you can go and profit directly from PPC straight to the sales page. So if you're doing like campaigns, you want to use CPM and passion niches for a high CTR and a high frequency. Now, the reason why is very, very simple. It's a lot easier to get a like from someone than it is to get an email, than it is to get a credit card number. All right? You'll like a page pretty easily. Maybe if you're guarded up on your Facebook and you don't want things going viral or a weird post on you, you might not click like. But I guarantee you it's a lot easier for you to like a button on a page than it is for you to give somebody your credit card. Right? When you know someone's selling something, you may not click that ad. But if it's just a fan page, you can check it out. So what happens here is if you pay per impression, usually if you're doing a like-based ad, you're going to win all day because you're going up against other marketers or someone that's buying traffic that's doing buyer campaigns. Which one are you going to click? Click like if you love pit bulls. Or new report on how to get pit bulls to not be so aggressive, $9.90, click to buy. Now that's a good actual ad to run traffic straight to a sales page, but the guy with the like page is going to beat you every time when it comes to click-through rates. It's a lot easier to get a like than it is to get an email than it is to get a credit card number. So if you're doing like-based campaigns, always run CPM. You'll always pay less, period. Buyer campaigns. I run CPC on these for one reason and one reason only. It's just dead simple to track ROI. You know within like 20, 30 minutes if you're profitable or not. You can shut it right back off. I do cost per click, and as long as my cost per click is lower than my earnings per click, I'm making money. Every single affiliate system that I use, whether it's Nanicast, ClickBank, Warrior Plus, JV Zoo, it doesn't matter. Every single one of those has affiliate tracking. You can track to the sale in every single one of those. Track what your EPC is. As long as your cost per click is lower than that, you're making money, period. End of story. Now, it may be tough to do when you're doing an internet marketing niche and you're going up against guys like me, Ryan Dice, Barb Ling, running PPC. But when it comes to going to, like, you know, maybe the dog niche or some other weird niches, I'm in the dog niche, so you still got to compete against me there. There's a lot more traffic to go around them. Okay, these can be really profitable in evergreen campaigns. I know some people that run these in the weight loss niche. They want to run directly to a sales page, and they make $400 a day on autopilot. And all they do is just make sure that their CPC is lower than their EPC. That's it. You do a good ad, and you're good to go. All right. Now, real quick, I almost forgot this. I got to explain why we do our ad the way we do. Let me get a sip of water. Now, on these, it's important to understand what's going on and what kind of traffic you're bringing in. Now, if I put simple viral profits, $9.90, click to buy, and use my own face, I'll get some clicks just because a lot of people know what I look like. But the issue is, you don't want people clicking your ad that have no intention of buying if you're paying cost per click. And this is how we combat this. The guy with the like ad is always going to win, so let him do CPM. Now, the gal or the guy with the cost per click, the way you win is getting people not to click on your ads. Now, let me explain that again. You get in front of the right audience, you write the ad copy, and all you want coming through are people with the intention on buying what you're selling. New dog training course, or get your dog to never crap in the house again, $9.90, click to buy. Teach anybody how to do a magic trick in 4 seconds, $8.80, click to buy. If people don't have any intention on spending $8.80, they will not click that ad. So what you're doing is you're removing people that are going to jack up your ad budget that have no intention on buying. They're just curious from your ad. And people will get clicks from that, and that's great. There's a lot of marketers that do get clicks from that, but they have really hard times making money back on their ads, and it's because their ads are getting too many clicks and they're not getting the right clicks. If my ad says $67 and someone doesn't have $67, they're not clicking the ad. Does that make sense? Just put a yes in the box if everybody's following me here.
Good stuff.
You got to pre-qualify your clicks. You don't want everybody to click your ad. You just want people that are going to buy to click your ad if you're doing the direct CPC to one of your own products or to an affiliate product. All right? Now, split testing. How many here have ever done split testing here? It's okay to say no. Most people don't. Just put a yes or no in the box. Give me an honest answer, please.
I'll get better.
A lot of yeses, more than I expected. Got a lot of no's too. Yeah, split testing. It's something you really need to do, okay? Taking massive imperfect action, as my buddy Mario Brown always says, is the most important thing. You take that fast, hard action, and you get some campaigns up and you get them going. Once you get something successful, or even mid-successful, split testing is essential. People in a lot of that launch all the time, or they do a couple different things, they don't do it very often because it takes some time. But if you're running traffic for PPC to products in other niches, or you're running evergreen PPC to products in this niche, doesn't matter what niche you're in, you need to split test. All right, here's how most do it. And I want you to look at the screen, pay attention here. Make sure everybody's on here. The split testing is important. You got ad 1, ad 2, ad 3, and ad 4. You ran a test, all different ads. All right, ad 4, this ad got the cheapest clicks. What do you do next? Think about it for a second. All right, you found your control ad. What do you do next? This makes sense, right? You're going to go new ad, new ad, new ad, because you just found a control ad. You know that one works, so you're keeping it, so you're going to go out there and look to find a new control and try and beat it, right? Let's put a yes in the box. If this is what you do. If you don't do it this way, that's fine, just tell me no. But if you split tested, or if this is what you would do, let's put a yes in the box. And if you do it differently, that's fine. I just want to see what page we're on here. All right. Now, usually almost everybody says yes to this. That's a trick question. And a couple people catch on in advance. And some people, even if they know it's a trick question, they still got to say yes, because this is what I started doing too. All right. This is the 100% reverse way to do it. And this is exactly what I did, because it's logically the first thing that you think of. All right, I've got to control that now. I've got to beat it. But that's not really what you do. And this will save you a ton of money and actually make you successful with PPC if you do nothing else. Is you take that ad, the ad that got the cheapest clicks, so you've got the actual original test again, and then you move it to add 4, add 4, add 4, then the new test ad. Nobody does this. All right, and this is what you need to do. Add 4, add 4, add 4, then a new test ad. And this is if you're running a long-term campaign to your products. Because that way you spend 75% of your ad budget on the ad that you know is working the best. It's going to be real hard to make money with paid traffic if you keep testing every time. Once you get something that works, use that for 75% of the time and split test a new ad. So you clone that ad 3 times, and then you start a new ad and you change one thing at a time. All right, those good ads. What's working about it? Should I change the interest a little, try and tweak that? Maybe I can get that photo, put a red stroke on it, tilt it a little maybe, and see if that works. Just the small little tweaks will get you a new control ad, and then you replace it again. And the more often you split test, the better you do, because sometimes you'll get banner blindness. If the same ad keeps hitting the same people's walls and getting re-impressed, you've probably seen a lot of ads out there to the right of you when you do use Facebook that show up over and over, right? I'm sure you have. I know it happens to everybody. You get the same people re-impressing on your wall, and eventually you have banner blindness, and that will happen. So eventually your control will just start to drop, and you'll have to get a new control anyways. But that's what you need to be doing. Once you find an ad that works, clone that ad a couple times. Maybe change the photo a little. That's all you do with the clone. Keep the same ad copy. That's it. I would keep the same interest, same ad copy. Maybe change the border colors in the photo so that you don't run into banner blindness, and that's all you really want to change. Okay? So let's take everything and apply it to internet marketing, right? Because I think whether you want to ever get into internet marketing or not, like the actual industry of internet marketers, the volume funnel and everything works in both. I just think it's really easy for it to really hit home, whether you're in the IM niche or not, for me to relate it back to something that you're very familiar with. Now, whether you're familiar with my ad funnels or not, you're familiar with internet marketing products. You're on more than one person's list. Can I get a yes in the box if you're on more than 10 people's lists? And I'm sure almost everybody in this room will say yes. You are surrounded by internet marketing. You understand it. You get it. You're around it 100 times more than the dentist on the street. So if you're doing offline, don't be scared. You know more than all those guys. You are surrounded by successful internet marketers mailing you and marketing to you all the time. Okay? So let's apply everything to something that you're surrounded by so that it really hits home what's going on with these funnels and all the niches. All right? Pre-sell. Kind of told you how I do this in internet marketing niche already. I can do, what do you want me to do? You want me to show you one of my new unique methods to land clients with Facebook ads that I just figured out, or do you want me to talk to you about adding a new service to the existing clients you have? We already know the answer to that. All right, you pre-sell, but you don't problem agitate as much. People in internet marketing niche, they're a little bit smarter, they're a little bit more savvy than other niches. In other niches, you want to go and agitate the problem a little bit more. Then you do a sale. This is a volume funnel. If you're selling $9.97 and $4.97 products, this is not how it works. But if you're just creating products in other niches, you're just creating small products in this niche, and when you first get going, your products aren't going to be worth $9.97. It's just how it is. You have to have expert status in the niche to charge that much, or it's going to be crazy software or coaching, and to coach, you got to be an expert. So we're talking about volumes: $9 products, $17 products, $47 products. You do the pre-sales, then you do a sale, then you do an upsell. Now, how upsells work is you want to either automate, simplify, or scale the front-end offer. Okay? And we'll talk a little bit more about copy and full funnel copywriting, but that's how you do an upsell. Like my gun niche, the front-end product that me and Tanner Larson built. A lot of you guys may know Tanner, great guy. We built the front-end product, which was AR-15. Built the funnel up. He had a product for it. We built a whole brand new upsell that nobody ever knew about. And the upsell was $17. The main guide was $9. The first one was how to build your own AR-15 guide in less than 3 hours or whatever, how to build your own AR-15. And then the second one was illustrated pocket guide with diagrams on how to do everything that goes with the course. That simplified everything like crazy. It didn't scale anything, and you can't always get scale, but it made everything a lot simpler. So it wasn't just another product. It was an enhancement of the first purchase. Was it something they absolutely needed? No. And that's where the fine line is. You have to make it supplementary, but not required. And then if you want to do a downsell, great. Then you do some actual content-driven emails or videos. I like to do videos because you can get a lot more engagement out of that. So you do pre-sell. Then we can do, like, say, Internet marketing product 1, software upsell, downsell a software with features removed for cheaper price. Then I go value, and I soft sell that same software on the first value page, all right? Or another piece of software that I've got in my cross-sell. If I don't have a cross-sell, I go back to that page. For example, simple viral profits, all right? That's just one of my courses. I did one recently with Martin Crumlish. If you guys know Martin Crumlish, great guy. We did a product where there's the sale was how to build these lists, how to go viral, how to use images to go really, really viral on pages. And the upsell was a viral image creator. Then what I did was I showed value, and I showed in like 5 different niches where I was using images to go far more viral and get free traffic from all these niches. And then at the end I would say, and as you can see, all these are rotated, they have these nice borders, they have these like buttons and all this stuff, and I build them all with this tool. So watch me build a few, and if you didn't pick it up, here's the link to go back to that upsell that you missed. Thanks for your time. Hope you have a great day. See you soon. That's exactly what I do in those videos, and it works like crazy because people start to trust you, and they should trust you. I'm giving great value inside of my products. And if you're giving great value inside of your products, 90% of the time when you do these stock pitches, people will still buy. Okay, people will still love you for them. And then on the next one, I do a value, and then I do a 10% pitch to the reminder of the webinar. Now, when you do a sale, when people get to the first download page, you should have a link for them to register for a webinar, or you should have it auto-register for a webinar with a plugin. And then on that webinar, there should be a lot of value and then a high-ticket sale. And by high-ticket, that's all going to be relevant to your funnel. If you started at 47 to 97, your high ticket's probably going to be 1997 or 5,000. It just depends on what your offer is. But like in the one that I did with Martin, our high ticket sale was only $197. Our funnel wasn't that deep. The software wasn't super groundbreaking. Was it worth $197? Absolutely. And I've done it with other funnels, like where it was Emperor Social that Martin recently launched. It was $997, and that was my high ticket sale on the back end webinar of my last launch. I knew that in advance because I followed this formula. Have you guys maybe seen this in place and never really knew how it worked on a structural level before? We're getting some yeses. Yeah, it happens. So the key to this is from the upsell to the high ticket sale. If you do it right, high ticket sale is where you make all your money. Now the key in the niches is agitating the problem enough for them to buy in the first place, and then getting as far in the funnel as you can. Lots of niches. The problem is, unless you're super, super expert in it, it's really hard to do a webinar. Okay, but it's not that hard to get some illustrated guides and do an upsell, because my upsell that's $17 in the gun niche, it converts at like 30 or 40%, or like 40%, I think. So that adds like $4 in EPC. And if you're coming off of a $9 product and you can send all these traffic from these viral pages, it adds up really, really fast on a product without an upsell. Okay? So, I'll give you a full funnel example. You guys want me to show you a full example of copy, everything? I'll just tell it to you all right here, how it works from a sales page perspective. Okay, cool. Simple Main Street control. I'm not going to do the pre-sales because I think that's going to be overkill. We're just going to start from the sale and go forward. This is a $100,000 plus funnel, way in, and this is like a $170,000 launch. So we did pre-sale, and then we did a sale, which was Simple Main Street control, $990. And here's how to kill it. And nobody does this, especially in niches, and it's because it's kind of hard. You have to structure your products in a certain way to where it's one problem, one solution, step process. Okay, problem is I can't find clients, and maybe I can't find clients for mobile. That's what Simple Main Street Control was all about. Was step one, find an actual client with a broken website. Simple, easy. Our actual script shows you how to do that. And I showed them the script on the sales page and how to do it. You give away the tools, or not the tools, you give away the information, but you hold back the tools. And I'm going to explain this further. Step one, find these actual websites that are broken on mobile. And basically it was just a script that you could copy and paste into Google that would come up with actual sites that had shockwave content on there and flashed, and it would be broken on like Apple devices. Okay, so then we'd find these, and you have unlimited clients that we can go after. And then step two is approach that client or send out closer email. I don't remember exactly how I phrased it. Step three, when client returns call or when client calls back, close the client. Or client will call back or wait for a phone call. Okay. Step four, client calls back, or step four is close the client on the call. You can kind of wiggle how you do it, but basically You tell them the whole system of how it works in the front. Step 1, send out this email. Step 2, wait for them to call back. Step 3, ask them these questions. Here's my worksheet with the 12 questions that is actually in the product. Step 4, close the client, or step 4 is actually provide the service. Step 5 is rinse and repeat. You understand everything you're doing. You're sending out an email, you're waiting for them to call you back, you're picking up the phone, you're closing them, and then you're providing them a mobile site. They didn't get the script, they didn't get the worksheets with the over-the-shoulder video, and they didn't get the sites that I sold that I gave for the last step on providing the service. But you understand the entire concept before you hit buy. You get to a lot of these IP sales pages, they got checks, and they got all this money all over them, and you have no idea what you're getting when you get down to the bottom. And it's ridiculous, because they can never convert an upsell like I can. I've got $33 EPCs on upsells going off of a $9 product on this launch. And it's because we understand the product when we get to the bottom. We understand the whole concept, but we don't have the tools yet. So we've got to buy to get the tools. So you click buy, and boom, upsell comes up. All right, now that you've got simple Main Street control, you've got the simple 5-step process to go out there, find these clients, close them, and provide the service in a very simple way. So what else could you need, right? And then we start going, well, how about I use some software that automates the entire prospecting process and allows you to land these clients easier because it comes out and it customizes these pages. And what it basically was a prospecting software where you could variable parse some stuff through and send out custom emails, and it would have an actual page come up that says your site's broken on mobile. Here's what it looked like. And you could put the actual client's name you were prospecting on there. That would show their website broken on mobile. So it was basically automating the entire closing process and making this actual prospecting process simpler. So the only way that works, though, is if someone understands the whole concept of what they bought on page 1. If they've missed that, your upsell, you can't explain why it automates things. Like I automated the entire prospecting process. I simplified the emails because it was variable parts. They put in their information once, and it spit out all the emails. And I scaled it because they could actually have a content management system where they can actually go in there and have like 100 different prospecting pages that were custom made and have someone else go up there and follow up with them so they could build the business faster. But when you actually have the full funnel set in place, that gets easy. Now we explained the AR-15 guide, very simple on the page. Now you're only going to have to do this in 7 short steps and do this, this, and this. Then we get to the guide. Now when you get to step 5, you're not going to be able to look at this read this book while you're doing that. So we've got our illustrated guide we can look at while you're actually doing this, and it can save you hours of time and make it a lot easier. You can understand how to automate, simplify, and scale. Does that make sense? Then I'll move on to the next thing. I really want to cover that because upsells are kind of tough, but they're where all the money's made. Upsells and webinars and back-end stuff. All right, cool. Getting off to yeses. So let's dive more into funnels. I talked about this, and I just want to go back into it. Is you give away the method, but you hold back the tools. Now I've done it in Platinum approach. I've done it in simple Main Street control, simple viral control. We do it in all of them, and what's going on here is we're bringing that clarity. They know what they're buying. People are sick of hypey sales pages. They're sick of sales pages that don't make sense when they get to the button and they just want to buy because they want to understand what's going on. And then we follow ask modeling. Automate, simplify, and scale. If you can, you start with the end and you work your way back. Now, let me break down simple Main Street control a little further so that you know what we're doing. You can have these products, but when you can start at the webinar level and then move your funnel to the front, you remove all the disconnects. Okay? For example, if you're writing a sales page and it's going to have the storyline based on that, I stumbled upon this method. That's one thing, and people do stumble upon tricks, but if you're following it up with coaching on the webinar level, that's going to be a disconnect. If you stumbled upon a method, you shouldn't be coaching me. But if you actually go through the sales funnel and go, okay, after years of tweaking and testing, I noticed these 3 little things that just recently happened, and I came across it, and there's this huge loophole, basically, for sites that are broken on mobile. It's Steve Jobs' fault because these flash codes. And then we go into the actual storyline, and then we say, here's what you can get from investing in this. And basically, here's the tools that you need to take advantage of this situation. And we go all the way to the webinar level. That webinar was how to get more leads for local clients. And this paper called Blueprint with Chris Winters, we did $56,000 in the webinar before we even hit a replay. And it's because we built it from the webinar all the way to the front. I had themes on the front. I had the toolkit on the front, the simple step process. I had the enhancing prospecting software on the upsells to get high EPCs. and keep affiliates mailing, and we made all of our money on that webinar. Just put a yes if that starts to get more clear about how you get into all these funnels and what everybody's doing. Kinda? You getting some yeses? Okay. This is just in the blueprint. Lots of people are loving this. Great. Hope you guys are all following me. Let's take it a little further. Biggest problem in our market, sorry to get a sip of water, biggest problem in our market and a lot of other markets is that everybody's sharing the same leads. And a lot of people aren't positioned correctly. It gets really easy to sell a product in your funnel when you can say best-selling author. I've done it in almost every single niche I've tried to. And I get hundreds of new leads a month in just this niche from the Facebook book I launched a long time ago. And it's simple. Imagine this step process, right? Create the book. Facebook Demystified took me 3 days to create. That's it. That's all it took. Pre-sell to your fan base and friends. Now, if you've got actual traffic from a fan page from following any of the methods that I teach, you'll have a lot more than I do have friends on my Facebook page. All right? Run a PPC ad, a buyer ad. Follow up with the buyer leads for reviews. And this is going to get you a lot of leads. We're getting hundreds of leads in some of our niches. I'm getting, got about 80, 90 leads a month right now from a book I wrote in like October or November or something. And I ran PPC ads to it for a day. And I basically said, you know, Facebook Demystified, $4.99, click to buy. And I do it in the other ones, you know, cannabis dessert recipes, $3.99, click to buy. That ad in one day set 1,200 clicks to that Amazon book. It's because I had the interest dialed in and all that stuff. So if you know how to drive this traffic, and I can teach you how to drive all this traffic, I showed you how to do it in niches earlier on the call. The product creation part's a little bit tougher, but Barb's been working with you guys on that, and most of that's just massive imperfect action. You can do this, okay? So I can do this stuff to win JV contests. I've done it in other niches instead of just internet. This version right here at the bottom is a Kindle launch, and I don't even have a Kindle list. Beating all these other people, most all because of ads. This one right here, 180 front-end sales, and I won 1,000 JV contests on one of Dr. Ben's. Most of it was because of Facebook ads. I got 80 sales from Facebook ads in one day, and it said $9.90, click to buy, new Facebook course. These are everything I'm teaching you, I'm actually doing. Okay, so these cost per clicks, I run them directly as an affiliate. I make money. Okay, you can't always do it, and it's a little difficult. So, awesome, right? This is something I want to show you guys a little bit more of. So if you like the content, and I can tell by the audience response, a lot of people are loving the content. I want you to follow me right now to askbling.com/FBARCH. Somebody said that the audio went out. A lot of people were excited. And I'm going to show you what's at askbling.com/FBARCH.
Going there now. And your audio did cut out, but it came back very quickly. So
awesome. So if you go to that exact website, and once again, that's askbling.com/FBARCH, follow me there. Now, this is by far my #1 Facebook course online, period. You know, I'm telling you something here. I gave you a lot of great value, so now I'm going to offer you something that's, if you choose to invest in yourself, great. I just want to show it to you, and just thanks for your time for watching anyways. This is the exact blueprint. Turned 2 cent clicks into 13 cents in profit, 186,155 times. That's a bold headline. And I prove it in that video. I prove it in all these. Does this blueprint maybe look a little familiar? I go into everything we talked about in this call in depth. I show you niches. I show you scripts that I use. I show you the emails. I show you how we get the sales, when we're generating them, how we get repeat sales over and over, and how to pull JVs in any niche once you've got a product up there. Okay? And Barb, some people are asking for the link in the box if you could toss it to them.
there you go.
All right, and I just want to show you guys what we've got in it. Now, there's going to be some dates on this page. There was some live calls that came with it right at first when I introduced it, but everything is recorded. You get 100% of this entire product here. So this is basically an in-depth start to finish blueprint, and I showed you parts of the blueprint already. This dives into all of it. You can check out the members area on the page where you show you the case studies, the week training, the group calls that have all been reported, the extra bonuses, and there's a Facebook group that's got hundreds and hundreds of people. I think there's at least 30 six-figure marketers in there and like 10 or 15 seven-figure marketers on there that are all learning the exact same stuff that's in this course. They're training it to their staff, everything. This is the best Facebook course online. You start out with the Jumpstart program. It gives you a great overview of everything that you need to be doing. People have told me this program alone right here is worth the cost of this entire thing, and it is. It's great. There's a ton of stuff in here, and then you have 12 full weeks of training, and it gets dripped to you because there's a lot in there, and I want you to be able to go through it at a pace so you can comprehend all of it and make extremely profitable niches. Coaching calls, every single one of these is actually recorded already, and it's in the members area. You get all of them. Real-time case studies. Every 2 weeks, I would go into actual niches that I'm doing all this FB architect blueprint stuff in and show you the campaigns, the ads, the tweaking, the testing, all that stuff. You look at 100K niche funnels, how I pull the JVs, pretty much everything you could ever ask for. This is the Facebook group. Barb can tell you this Facebook group is insane. There are so many people in there that have 100,000 plus fan pages. There's so many people in there that are making $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month off Facebook. Tons of them, just off the training that's in this course. I can show you all the people, but I think the information, you already believe me on it. But here we go. I did up this recently to $97 a month all the time. But Barb asked me if I could actually hook you guys up with the deal. So I moved it back down to a $1 trial. You got 30 days to get in there, start going through the Jumpstart training in week 1, fall in love with the group before it ever bills you anything else, and then it's 2 payments of $97. So it's going to save you a lot of money. It used to be $97 a month, and there was no trial. So that would bill you for 12 months. So Barb got you a deal back down to the $1 trial, 2 installments. So you basically can try it for 30 days. For any reason you don't absolutely love it, just send me an email, and I'll cancel it, and most of you pay is $1. Just give me that. I gave you some great information on that. Get a little leap in here. Check it out. I promise you, when you see that group and all the content in here, it'll be crazy to cancel. Okay? So hope you enjoyed everything we've got today. I'm really excited for you to be inside of FBR Tech if you decide to join. It's a great product, great program. We're very engaging in the group. Barb knows that, and I'm just glad to hang out with you guys today.
Wow. That has been an incredible presentation. Thank you so much, Don. And I think now we have some time for some questions and answers, and where we can scroll through when people are asking beforehand. Questions that you might have regarding Facebook, regarding profiting via Facebook. The information that Don showed, especially in the architect group, the 12 weeks that he walks through, the man walks the walk, he talks. He shows everything that he's been doing to create all of these 6 and 7 figures. So good stuff. Questions we have. I see here that Val says you're brilliant, Don, a genius. Definitely agree on that. Don, do you use PayPal at all, or Nanocast, or how are we doing this?
It is Nanocast, so it should be credit card. And if you need to PayPal, just hit up me or Barb, and we'll get you a link for PayPal within the next 12 hours. So it's just not set up with PayPal right now.
Cool.
But we can get you a link if you need one. Just let us know.
Very good. Other questions that we have? All right, Don, we have ideas to help with specific niches. It would help if we had the specific niches there. If you could mention that, Chris.
Yeah, just give me a niche and I can probably help. If it fits the criteria, we just got to run through a light campaign or a direct PPC campaign.
All right. Here. Let's see. Dennis had asked if this was the 4 ads in 1 campaign. I think that was when you were talking about how you set the control ads.
Okay, what's the question on the control ads?
When we were talking about it, Dennis had brought up, is this 4 ads in 1 campaign when you were talking about how to...
Yeah. What you do is basically, when you go out for a new campaign, you don't have any idea what your control ad is yet. You got to test. Usually you don't want to just put 1 ad up and hope it hits. You want to put 2 kind of similar ads up, or maybe 3 or 4. In the example I showed, we do 4, and we do 4 kind of similar but different actual ads.Maybe they have a totally different photo, or maybe one of them's got weird interests, and another one's got weird copy, and you kind of look at all of them, and if one gets a way higher CTR than the others, you've got that for the control ad. Then what I usually do is I either take that control ad, and I take the exact same ad, and I copy it 3 times, and then I only test with 25% of my budget. But sometimes what I also do is I take that exact ad, maybe stroke it in red, stroke it in green, and stroke it in rainbow, and those are my control ads because it seems to help banner blindness because some people will respond to other colors better than other people. So you want to get as far away from blue, but as bright as possible. So like bright green, red, those work really well, and I can use those and I just set up 3 control ads, and it seems to last a little longer, and I keep away from banner blindness.
Yeah. We have a question here is why would you get away from blue? Why choose the other colors?
Pattern interrupt. You're walking down the street, you see green tree, green tree, green tree, then a purple tree. It's going to stick out. Or a red tree, it's going to stick out. And when you only got 110 pixels by 80 pixels, and that's all the bigger your actual ad is, now they changed it a little, but it's really tiny. Okay? If you've only got something really tiny, you've got to do all you can to stick out. You stroke it in red, you tilt it a little, maybe do a blur or skew or something. You've got to get people to go, oh, what the heck is that? Out of the corner of their eye, and then it gives your ad copy a chance for someone to click.
Oh, very cool. That reminds me, isn't there this, Facebook uses blue a lot? So if you use blue, you're kind of blending into Facebook as well?
Yeah, it's the worst thing you could do is use blue. And the same thing works for going viral, all right? Lots of people do it in their ads, but nobody does it on their posts. Just told you a little bit ago, and I know I threw a lot at you, so it's hard to remember everything, but when people, there's 3 ways you can get traffic. Direct PPC, you can go and get the like base, and then you can hit people out that are sitting in the newsfeed, and then you get the scrollers, and that's where most of the traffic is. It's people scrolling through and seeing the newsfeed. You've got this big red photo, and they're scrolling through a sea full of blue. You might stop and check out.
Cool.
So it's very important to use pattern interrupts anywhere you can in that blue ocean.
Okay. Marcy commented that one of the things you had mentioned explains why her cat product didn't do well. She was using CPM.
Is she running directly to the sales page?
Oh, Marcy, if you're still here, you can answer that. Yes, she writes down. Yes, she was running directly to the sales page.
Yeah, it could be. It could be CPM only. It could be, maybe the ad wasn't vibrant enough. I'd have to see the ad, but yeah, that's definitely an issue with the CPM versus CPC.
Cool.
Cool.
Right.
Looks like I did a good job covering stuff.
Yes, indeed. Jillian has a good question. How do you get likes on less passionate niches? For example, like antiques.
Usually just pay a lot more. It's the same type of thing. You pose a question or something in the actual headline, love antiques, question mark, then like us, exclamation point.
Nice.
And then you just have like maybe a crooked looking antique or a notable antique without hitting a copyright law on a photo, something like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see, Mario asks, or Mario, do you always pronounce it Mario or Mario?
It depends on who it is. Some people are Mario, some people are Mario.
Okay, yeah, people have been coming down on me on that. Do you have users submit pictures in, like in your German Shepherd pages, German Shepherd niche, to the Facebook page to help with how often you post?
I absolutely do, and I do it a couple different ways. But what I found, I do it a lot. But if you're going to publish it, you still don't know if it's really copyright-free image. If it's in a passion niche or like a very social photo-driven niche, like dog niches, you can usually tell by how they send it in if it's really theirs. If they can send it in with a story of their dog or a story of something, you pretty much know it's a unique photo or unique content. But if they're not like attaching anything to it, they can just be grabbing a photo of like their friend's dog or their friend's antique or something. And I just got to be careful with those. So I make sure and have them submit a story with their photo, which auto-generates content for emails, or auto-generates content for publishing in Kindle if I get their permission. But mainly I do it so that I know with a lot better certainty. You can never be 100% that the photos are unique to theirs.
Yeah, we're having to worry about copyrighted images. That's always fun. I can also answer a bit of the question as far as users submitting pictures on pages. I run a Husky and Malamute fan page. That's my 36 plus K community page, and every Thursday I run a submit your favorite snow dog picture as a contest. So every Thursday, every hour, one particular person is going, or their picture will be selected and posted to our fan page. And the rules of the contest, well, they're very simple. Basically, the people who submit the pictures, they go tell their friends about it and to come back to like our page and then like the picture. And well, the picture which gets the highest number of likes is the one that gets highlighted at that particular hour. And people, especially in the passion niches, they love seeing their pets, their babies, their things they love and adore, crafts or whatever. They love seeing it highlighted. It's a cachet. It's like, hey, look, something that I have done or that I own or that I love. It's now up there on the community. Isn't that great? So,
Very cool.
yep, that's another way as well, too. Other questions we have. We still have a number of people on this call, and we can be here for a while to answer your questions. I'll scroll up and see.
Just want to toss the link to everybody again. If you guys want to pick that up while it's still on the trial for Barb's actual customers, it's askbling.com/FBARCH. And I don't know when I'm going to move back up, but it will move back up to $97 a month. I promise you that. So
oh yeah, I've noticed that in the past. And let's see here.
I think we're pretty good on the questions. I have a question of people that left. Did you guys get some great value? I mean, whenever I sell anything, I don't really come on here to pitch. I come on here to give a lot of great value. If you want to get more, awesome.
Very
awesome.
good.
Lots of people love it, and great. It's good to hear. My job was done well.
You did your job beautifully. Val comments absolutely. Chris mentions very good and very good. The quality of information, Don, that you shared, and especially since I started learning from you specifically back in January when I started with my own gun page, and then moved into as well my moose page, which is the northern breeds. I always call them moose and such. And the suggestions that you gave me were just so spot on. I remember, I think, pinging you like maybe a day after when you gave me the idea for the ad in the guns niche, and I think at the end of the day I had about 5,000 people like my page.
You're allowed.
This is insane. How do you do this? So, yeah, folks, Don, he walks the walk, he talks, and he is the one who taught me all of what I know regarding solely specific Facebook marketing. So with the savings that he's offering here, you definitely want to grab this because he will have it bumped up again shortly.
Well, here's what I want you guys to do. Just consider this, and this will be the last thing I want you to consider on whether you want to invest in the product or not. I covered a lot on the webinar. And if you feel like, you're like, okay, covered it in a way that makes sense, and I think I can do this, but it was a lot, that's why the course is made the way it is. It's stripped up because, the blueprint is not small. But it works pretty quick. The revenue starts coming in, but I've took the blueprint so you see it all the way to the 7-figure level. We go through it step by step. So if you thought, all right, some of this was very simple and I could go through it and I could see myself doing it, but it seemed like a lot to take in, then you want to grab it because that's what is in here. There's a support group of people. You get extras. I didn't even tell you about the software you get. You get software that can do, basically you click connect and it grabs the email permission. It also does a wall share, and it does one thing that almost no other software does it. You can click connect and message. So you can build these lists, you can build viral lists, and you can put that message button out and put whatever link you want shared with a friend. It says, you want to get this free report on how to get dogs to stop crapping in the house? Click to join and message. And it will message a friend that you choose. They can message them an affiliate link, you can message them a link to your product, you can message them a link back in a viral loop to the actual opt-in page. There's lots you can do. And we go through it all step by step, and I give you all the tools. That's a free bonus that we added in recently. It wasn't originally part of the course, so I don't see it on the sales page, but I wanted to make sure that this is not only all the info, it's dripped in the correct way, you've got the support group of people, and you've got all the tools, so you have everything that you need.
The tool that you just mentioned, is that the Way Cool tool, or?
No, it is the FB Lead Extractor, and I'll just show you real quick. I don't want to fill out all the stuff in there because it'll take a long time. But basically what you do is you just name your campaign, Facebook app ID, app secret, that takes like 3 minutes. And then it makes these connect buttons. And you've seen it in similar software where you click connect, it grabs the permission, and then it sends you where you want to go, right? We do the same thing, but we allow wall shares, which other software does. But what we also do is we allow you to use the message box. Okay, I don't want to go through all this. Basically, you click to connect, and then it says it would like to grab your email and access to your friend list. And then it comes up on another screen that says, who would you like to message to? And you message it to one friend. Like if you're doing a passion niche, it's a lot easier to share or message. And the other one is the viral wall share. We've got buttons for whatever you want that are just Nowhere else has got stuff like this that actually has connect and share. We've got ones that we do connect and message, just simple connects, everything that's in the software. It does integrate with Aweber, GetResponse, and MailChimp. We're working on the SendReach, but it's got a kind of tricky API that I haven't got it figured out. When I do, you'll get that as a free update. It's got training. I've got campaigns set up in it. And it's really simple to do, and the videos and the training show you how to do everything in about 10 minutes.
Nice. Very cool. All right, other questions that we have? Still have a number of people here on the call. And let me continue to scroll over here. Stan had written too much good info to write down, so it's good that it's being recorded, so yay. We're definitely going to hope that the replay gets up there after this call ends.
Anybody else with any questions? I think we've covered most of it. Anybody else want to stay on for anything else? I can show you anything. Oh, this is the real deal. You want to look at letter pages? I showed you one. You want to look at some ad campaigns? Let me know. And if you don't have any other questions, we'll hop off and we'll be good. It's up to you guys. Luce is asking about the replay and when it's up and how long. She hit record. But you never know how that's going to work. Usually it does work pretty well. But sometimes GoToWebinar is just crappy at times. The best way to get a lot of people on, to get a lot of questions answered and give a lot of value. But the replay sometimes is rough on us.
Just a wee bit. All right, Chris asked for another ad campaign.
All right. The whole world's messaging me on Facebook right now.
Everybody messaged you, Don.
I know. I'm quite a popular guy.
Indeed, indeed.
Right. Looking here, and we'll see an ad campaign. I'll show you one of the gun ones. Right now we've got this one running. Got 13,889 clicks for $94.89. And if you notice, that is like an eighth of a cent a click. And this is like this week, 13,000 clicks.
Wow.
We go through here, that's all it is. We like Ted Nugent, which is Celebrity in the Niche, and National Rifle Association. Click like to stand up for your rights. That's it. Nice. Cool. Makes sense. So if you want to get ad costs like that, you want to get a support group behind you, join us, askbling.com/FBR. If you have any other questions, ask them now, and we'll hop off. I think everybody's good.
Certainly does seem that way. Alrighty. Alrighty, well then, Don, thank you again so very much for coming on and giving the fourth Perking Up Profit show. I think these shows are getting along really well, generating lots of quality content of what you shared. You know, it's gold. So thank you very much for coming into our community.
Thanks for having me. Hope you guys have a great one. We'll see you later.
Alrighty, so then it's time for us to bring this call to a close and show to a close. This is Barbara Ling and Don Wilson. We're signing off, and we will see you on the inside. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.